Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, you're going to hear my conversation with Mikul sir, and it is going to be really, really fun. अब उनके बारे में यार क्या ही बताऊँ. He is like for a lot of us, he'll be an idol because he has technically checked out all the boxes of a good Indian boy. He is an Ahmedabadi, Gujarati at heart, but he did his bachelor's from IIT Roorkee. He did his master's from IIM Ahmedabad, and he is now working at Microsoft. In middle of his journey, I met him at Mood Cafe, which was his startup in IIM Ahmedabad. That is where I interned in my first year, and that is how I met him, and I came to know how amazing a person he is. And uske baad, the startup shut down, but to us nobody's surprise, he became a product manager too, I think at a very senior level in Microsoft because of his experience and all his gyan. So in this video of today, you're gonna listen our take, our my questions and his answers about placements, about his college life, about life at Microsoft, about the corporate journey, about what should you chase when you are young, about his learnings from Gita, and a very inquisitive rapid fire from my side based on his life. So I hope you like this video. Do watch till the end, and if you like a segment or if you want to ask any other question, you can put it in the comment section below. Also, मैंने कोई detailed बहुत ज़्यादा तारीफ मतलब नहीं की है. You can, I'll give you his LinkedIn profile. You can check him out. You can also contact him. He's a very friendly person. He'll definitely reply to you. थोड़ा time दे देना, पीछे मत पड़ जाना. But he will definitely reply. And a very important thing, he also gave a TED talk. So, which is a standard thing of a good Indian boy. But he's an amazing person. At the end, मैंने अमेजिंग ऑलमोस्ट 4 बार बोल चुका होगा अब तक. बट डू वॉच द वीडियो एंड एन्जॉय. थैंक यू. Hi, Mikul, and thank you so much for doing this. Thank you so much for coming on my channel and talking to all the young people who are here to listen to you. So, for the beginning, tell us a bit about yourself and how did product management happen to you?
Sure, thanks, Urmila, and congrats for starting a new channel. Really appreciate, and I hope the youngsters do benefit from this. And yeah, thanks for inviting me. So, a brief about me. I hail from Ahmedabad, Gujarat, and have been an engineer come MBA. So, did my undergrad from IIT Roorkee and then my MBA from IIM Ahmedabad. Professionally, got a chance to work with companies like Qualcomm, BrowserStack, and currently I am at Microsoft as a product manager. I also got to do two startups, one into mental health, one into logistics. So, in fact, while doing my startup at mental health, right, and working with you and like many other people, that is where
That
I
is how.
realized.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And that is where I felt, after shutting down the startup, I was very confused as to what do I want to do because
Hmm.
I thought, hey, so possibly MBA, and there are like these 8, 9 fields, and uh, do I like any of these, right? And then I started to map them to what I used to do at Mood Cafe, and then I
Hmm.
realized, hey, I should work with the marketing team to help our customers or sales or digital marketing to promote the products or operations to handle the processes. And what I felt in the whole process is what I like the most is talking to customers, solving their real problems, right, and helping users find value in our products, and then working and taking those inputs, working with the developers, and actually building the product. So
Hmm.
that is something which I found most interesting, and that's where I got to know that product management is essentially very similar to what I wanted, and there was a very clear match.
Hmm.
So to be honest, like while I was doing my MBA, my understanding was that product management is something which is for folks who are like much into development or too tech
Hmm.
savvy. Right? I was into like I am an electronics engineer, have been a
Yeah.
software engineer as well, but then not into coding as such, right? I'm not into coding. So somewhere I never felt PM should be something which I would pursue. But
Hmm.
later on, when I found I want to do something around product, and when I explored more, I realized, hey, this is like possibly the perfect fit for me.
Yeah. So for the people out there, you really gave out, there are a lot of us who do not like coding and who are still looking at opportunities which are like coding is a good thing. And but they are still looking out for opportunities. They stumble upon business analytics, they stumble upon different fields. So could you explain them like in a very brief that what exactly product management is, and should they pursue it outside of college, or should they like have some experience and then go for it?
Hmm. Okay, I see. So, okay, let me tell you how a typical day goes like, right?
Yeah,
And as a
great.
people's
Huh.
life or in my life, and maybe that could help you relate to it.
Hmm.
So as a product manager, like one thing we do is firstly we identify what do we want to work on, right? So we do no one reports to us while it's called product manager per se, but we are not managing any people as such. We are rather managing the product life cycle.
Hmm.
So basically, what we see is, let's say, next 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year, what customer problems do we want to solve? So that's where a lot of research goes into talking to customers, seeing how other competitors are working, and understanding what's the next best thing that our team should focus on,
Hmm.
and why should they do this. So a good level of research goes there, and not just like our intuition, but also feedback from others, a lot of data
Yeah.
crunching, and then figuring out. So it's a database rational decision that needs to be made. So a lot of
Hmm.
those prioritization goes there. Once you do this, you figure out what should be the roadmap for next 6 months or 1 year, and that's where then you start picking problems, right? Essentially, like a team can only do limited. So let's say you figure out five
Hmm.
different problems to solve this year. So
Hmm.
that is where the next step is you pick up one problem. It could be like a project altogether, and
Hmm.
then you identify what do you want to solve, whom do you want to solve for, how do you want to solve, how much do you want to solve, and to do that, we talk to a lot of stakeholders, right? We talk to our
Yeah.
designers, developers,
Hmm.
sales team, anyone whom we feel is should be relevant, and then we try to figure out the right set of design, right set of solution for this after, and
Hmm.
then the last part is once we are thorough with what we want to do, that is where we work with our developers and designers closely to
Hmm.
actually build the corresponding solution and take it to the market, see how customers are doing, test it out, and finally roll out, right? So that's like
Right.
a typical cycle, and this is where I mentioned a few touch points. So in a
Okay.
nutshell, we like are between business, design, and technology,
Hmm.
and we are like experts of none. And honestly, the biggest challenge is we don't have context, right? Like
Yeah.
our designers are better designers than us, our developers are better developers than us, but then still our job is to ask the right question and align everyone on the bigger picture, and make sure that the team is working together in the right direction. So that's the kind of job we do.
That sounds nice. So, in your job profile, you have almost been like 4 5 years into the corporate journey, Hannah. So, do you think that brands like IIT, IIMs do matter and that they are given a certain kind of preference? What has your experience been like? What does it say?
I mean, short answer, yes, but take it this way. So, let's say you are going to recruit someone, right?
Huh,
And if you have enough budget,
huh,
so like a wrong hire could like screw up a lot of things, right? And that is where
hmm,
you have a checklist to meet, right? Like the person
hmm,
needs to be smart, the person needs to have some relevant experience, he needs to be punctual, and so and so.
hmm,
Now, the thing with a good college is that some of these are automatically picked, right? If you're
hmm,
like crack JEE, possibly like high chances that you are smart, and
huh,
if you're like, and also you would probably have been sincere, disciplined
hmm.
to put in efforts to achieve something, right? So
Right,
those
right.
way, those way like someone who has already done things, right? That becomes easier to trust that person on being able to do perform better, right? I think that's the
Hmm.
only reason. But otherwise, I think if there's someone awesome, I think who's maybe more relevant
Yeah.
and is good on other areas, I think still stands a good chance, right? But this is where I feel uh, possibly any background, not just college, right? Having done
Hmm.
anything on your resume in college is one of them, which indicates certain quality of yours. Definitely helps the interviewer like have more confidence to hire.
Hmm. So, like, after you joined Microsoft, how has your experience been? What's the good part of Microsoft and what's the unknown facts about the corporate world? So corporate world is very glamorized. Like it
Mm.
is for now, because a lot of like they pay a good amount of money for good roles, and then everybody wants to have a career in a good MNC, in a FANG company. So what's like four good facts and four unknown facts, which is like the cons of working in a corporate world, as your
Oh, it's like
experience?
it's like a 8 mark question, right? So okay, so I think the good part is you get to use Microsoft Office for free, maybe.
Okay.
No, but
Okay.
keeping it aside, I think, see,
Huh.
Microsoft possibly, I mean, today, if you ask me,
Hmm.
if any other company, right, maybe other fan companies like maybe Netflix or Google or
Huh.
Amazon, they
Huh.
offer me a role, probably I would say no. And the reason being, Microsoft, the biggest thing is it takes care of its employees really well.
Hmm.
And I cannot just stress how much, but it is one of the best in taking care of its employees, right? So
Hmm.
that's like really important for me personally, where work-life balance and other things do matter to me at this stage, where yes, I
Hmm.
want to like take things in a balanced way and learn and grow. So that is
Hmm.
like number one for me. uh, Brand, definitely, I mean, see, apart from like the good cool tech you get, you also get to see the best processes that lead to a successful
Yeah.
product, right? So Microsoft has already made a lot of mistakes and grown here. So
Hmm.
naturally, like now at this stage, it becomes very like you learn a lot on how to do things the right way,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So I think that's also really important. And even the company mindset, right? I mean, the mission is to help every single person or
Hmm.
organization to
Hmm.
achieve more.
Hmm.
And like basically, the if you see any Microsoft product also, right? All of these are
Hmm.
productivity tools, and I resonate with.
Yeah.
matlab, I personally can be considered like a good user of productivity tools, and
Yeah.
maybe I'm not that much into social media, but productivity, yes. So again,
Hmm.
the product itself aligns. Yeah. So I got the first 4 marks. Now, what was the second one? What are the
Like the
trade-offs?
unknown, yeah, the trade-offs.
Hmm. Yeah, corporate, matlab, see, at my startup, definitely I got to work on what I mean. Definitely, like now I realize like the employee is a bigger boss than the entrepreneur in certain ways. But then the learning curve was much more steeper in the startup, and
Hmm.
then there are a lot of dimensions I learned, right? Like managing, raising funds, which was like
Hmm.
very weird, and somehow being able to do that was a wow feeling, to be honest. And then hiring people and interviewing people in a field where I had no clue, right? So like there's very weird, very like you were just thrown out in the in the water and then had to do everything on your own. So that way the learning was great, and even visibility definitely matters, right? Like
Hmm.
got a chance to deliver TED Talk and other aspect TEDx, sorry. So
Hmm.
that way I think somewhere I think that was fun, right? And we were straight away like delivering faster impact, right?
Hmm.
And one more thing, so yeah, with corporate comes these processes and all, right? And I personally hate it, right? I mean, you need to go through, we daily need to raise some certain access just from a security perspective. And that makes sense. I mean, at this scale, definitely Microsoft, like all the hackers would have eyes on companies like Microsoft to steal something. So security makes sense. And that is where like
Huh.
we really need to raise access to get code and those stuff, which is like fair, right?
Hmm.
But then sometimes I feel at startup, which was very simple, right? You don't need to worry about anything, any legal stuff, nothing. You just man kiya कि यार इसको code पे deploy कर देते हैं, and in the next 30 minutes it was live, right? So
Huh.
that was fun. Yeah.
Huh. Okay, good. So, for somebody who is still in their college, like the 4 years of engineering, especially before they pursue a master's degree or something, so a lot of students in their very early years, they are very, very much focused on placements. Now, it is a very important aspect, and it is the outcome of the 4 years you like put in into engineering. But do you think that should be the only goal? Like breaking down the 4 years, how, like going back now for you, how the 4 years should actually be used up in doing what stuff?
So I Yeah, so I disagree. But I don't see placement as the outcome of your college, right? That's not the
Hmm.
that like, I don't personally see this. Like, in fact, if you see anywhere else, right? Like in many of the countries, they don't even have a concept of campus
Yeah.
placement. Right? So yeah, I personally feel there's a lot to grow to learn, and it's like an investment you are making into education to learn, right? And then one of the results is that yes, you also get employed, but that need not be the only reason to do a college, really, right? I mean,
Hmm.
you will find a lot of great people doing college at the age of 40s or 50s just because they want to learn, right? So that is one.
Hmm.
I mean, it should not be seen like the only linear path, right? If while doing your college you realize, hey, I like accounts, I like researching, may as well go, right?
Yeah.
And maybe rather, if I could give examples from my journey, uh, I never focused on placement. So in my undergrad, I did an internship. I had a PPO, and then I was working on my startup.
Hmm.
So somehow it failed, and I had two choices, right? Like either to accept the PPO or sit through the placement process.
Hmm.
And I really just did not want to go through that process because the PPO was decent, but then at the same time there were scopes of getting even a slightly better stake in the process. But I thought, hey, why like waste 6 months of my last year of college taking the
Hmm.
stress, right? So whether I focus on just chilling out, taking the PPO and thought, dekha jayega, right? And which totally worked out well towards the end,
Hmm.
right? I did not work for more than a year, and somehow the reason was that I took a final call that hey, I won't be able to code.
Hmm.
But then that was important. Like without actually doing this, I could not have figured that out. So that's one. Even at IIM, at IIM I took the placement, but then that was later on. Like I worked on my startup, and then we had a deferred placement which I took with
Hmm.
my junior. Right. But again, never went through that whole process, and eventually things fell into place and people did respect, right? So when I was interviewing with companies, they did respect that I tried something of my own and then went,
Hmm.
right? So what I'm trying to say is focusing too much on placements, at least in my case, like even without focusing, I was able to achieve the same. And
Hmm.
and I know many others who are able to do so, right?
Yeah.
On the other hand, I know some people who are like too focused on placements and eventually like got burnt out and got an like okay job or find it difficult
Hmm.
to get a job. Right? So it's not a direct correlation that the more you focus on placements, you're going to get a better job.
Yeah.
Right?
So
But
what
then
should
definitely, I mean, definitely best to get input from more people. I don't want to
hmm.
bias
Hmm.
saying, hey, don't
No, no,
focus,
no.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely be informed and see if that makes sense. But I'm saying it need not be the only.
So what should like a person who is 18-year old who just came into the college, he or she will obviously be clueless. So what should they actually invest in?
Okay. I Good question, right? I think let me tell you what's the best way to get the answer to this,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I maybe just one first. I think the best thing you can do is uh, talk to as many people as possible and across the years, right? So if you're a first
Hmm.
year, right, talk to people from second, third, fourth year or your alumni and get a collective perspective and then decide what you want to do, right? I
Hmm.
may be able to answer, but that would be my own biased view, right? I personally went in the first year, went it on trips or joined the
Hmm.
sports club, but that was a very personal thing and that may not work out for you. So what I would
Hmm.
say is talk to people and the common mistake people do is they only talk to the immediate senior, second year,
Yeah.
who have just completed the first year, right? They don't have a larger perspective anyways,
Hmm.
right? They might only talk about say joining clubs and stuff because that's the only vision they had seen in their first year, right? So talk to people from different backgrounds, maybe different years of college, alumni, professors,
Hmm.
and make a collective view of where you should invest. And
Hmm.
it can be highly personalized, like it need not be a common rule altogether.
Right. Absolutely. So, as a person who is 18 year, 20 year, 22 years, like in their 20s, entering 20s, so what's your opinion about risk taking in life? Like a lot of us like playing the safer way, getting a placement, and like, a lot of people get a placement and they are okay. A lot of people get in somewhere and they are okay because they're afraid to cross some boundaries and take risks which could yield better results but have a certain limit of uncertainties. like going for a master's or doing a startup or anything he or she likes, because money is important. So what's your opinion about that? Like
Okay.
playing it safe or taking a little bit of risk?
I have been on a more on the risk taking side,
No.
right? Uh, but I won't necessarily recommend this, right? Typically, if you see how finance investing works, right?
No.
So what they say is, when you are young,
Yeah.
now see, the more risk you take, the more returns you can get. It's a very
Hmm.
simple method, and the more are the chances of failure as well. So
Hmm.
in finance, they say like when you're younger in your 20s, 30s, take more risk and gradually stop taking risk and focus more on the safer bets,
Ability.
right?
Hmm.
So that's, I think, somewhere I feel is also relevant when you are your undergrad. I mean, we overvalue so much like the first job and all those stuff so much. I would say, like, while it's just like a very small fraction of the entire career, right? I think the initial few years can go in taking, like the more you fail, the more you grow. As simple as that, right? So
Yeah.
I personally feel, do whatever you want to, whatever it makes sense, right?
Hmm.
And just put a timeline to it, right? Let's say you're in 22, you think, hey, till 25 or maybe till 30, this is the time till when which I can take any risk and play safe. And I would say one thing which is really important is bring your parents into the decision at this stage, right?
Hmm.
I'm not saying they will necessarily understand,
Hmm.
right? But bring your or any other senior mentors who have gone through, who are like in a good stage in their career,
Yeah.
and get their opinion also, because I think sometimes it becomes important to factor in the money aspect, the family aspect, and all.
Yeah.
But once you have done that and you know, right? Say, let's say you figure out that, hey, maybe for next 5 years my family may not be dependent on me, and
Hmm.
or maybe I'm not going to get married, or I'm
Hmm.
like I have the liberty to, and I have some money to actually try out
Hmm.
something, right? That is where you can do a master's, do a PhD, go somewhere, try things out, right? Because later on, what happens is once things become streamlined, right? Once you take the first job, chances are high that the second job you will get based on the first job. So
Yeah.
later on, that flexibility horizon decreases.
Hmm.
That's how I see. That's a very personal view.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I mean, put a strong timeline. Ki, hey, for next 3 years, next 5 years, whatever. So maybe next 6 months, let me try things out, and feel free to take the road not taken. That's the best way, the best road, cleaner road, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
take it up and try things out, and then eventually decide what you want to do.
Great. Great. So we talked a lot about your work and about your college years. So let's talk a bit about you. So at
Okay.
this point in life, after going through college and an MBA from IIM Ahmedabad and working at a good job, what has life come down to you? Like melted down to what? What are the things you value in life, which changed obviously over the years?
Wow, two heavy terms. So no, can you repeat once more? I'm just trying to catch the question. Like, yeah.
Like how we change over, like now if you turn back and if you see an 18-year-old self of yours, there were certain things he valued, and now those values would have changed after establishing so much in life, like getting into colleges people dream of, getting a job people dream of, and you have achieved all those milestones. So people chase things in life. So after crossing through all that phases, where are you at this point in life? So what are the things you value? What is job? What value does job hold in your life from that perspective?
So, Robin Sharmatsky from How I Met Your Mother, she said, you can't jump straight to the end, right? The journey is the best part. So, I think that is something which I now have started valuing, right? So, when I was, let's say, in my first year, when I was 18-year-old, everything was like a dream on the other end. Right? I thought like, hey, sometime in my life, I want to work in these big companies like Google, Microsoft, Facebook, and
Hmm.
sometime when I become old, I want to deliver a TEDx talk or maybe think of starting something of my own.
Yeah.
luckily with God's grace, and I also wanted to be in one of the top colleges and right and all those.
Hmm.
So like with God's grace, those things, those that checklist has been ticked somehow, right?
Hmm.
So I'm really happy about it, right? Not saying no, but then what I realize it's always like you start keep chasing the next thing and there's no end to it, right?
Hmm.
So if I were to do one thing differently, I think cherish all the small, big, everything, right? All those moments because eventually that's what that's what matters to me right now, right?
Hmm.
I mean today the most serious thing I was thinking about is I want to go to the pool. So I mean just calling out that hey this the small things I think somewhere and being crazy I think is good, like you and you enjoy it, right? Or maybe family times and those. So there's just a personal one, but however I just want to call out that possibly the grass on the other side looks greener, right? So
Hmm.
I may be biased because I have achieved some aspects, so I may be biased of not value. I may be undervaluing them, right?
Hmm.
And I realize that could be the case with everyone, right? Whatever you have got, you generally undervalue. So that could be a reason. But then definitely at this stage, I do value me time, family time, talking to friends, having good time, fun, and all.
Hmm.
I think that is something which should not be lost in the rat race.
Hmm. Right. Okay. So I had one more question which just slipped my mind, which was,
Mhm.
So a lot of people, they're like, when they are in college, they're like, yeah, placements is tough. When they think about a CAT or a master's, they think your MBA in India is very tough. IIM is too tough. Getting into a FANG company is too tough. Almost that it gives them anxiety attacks. Almost. So can you define that tough? What is that tough it takes to actually reach somewhere?
Mm. I think partly it's also based on your perception, right? Because
Hmm.
I'll tell you this, right? So I got rejected by a lot of smaller companies,
Hmm.
right? A lot of smaller companies in the last 1 year, I would say, right? And like some of them were like such which possibly I might not have taken after the interview, and that was the scene, right?
Hmm.
But what changed at Microsoft is I a call with one of my batchmates, and
Hmm.
right, Shubham, his name is, right? So what he said is when he already had been working with Microsoft for a year.
Hmm.
Then so what he said is I got that feeling that hey, I'm going to get through, right,
Hmm.
in Microsoft, right, while interviewing, and so like this is the
Hmm.
company for me. I'm the right person there,
Yeah.
and somehow that made me much more calmer, much more focused and confident in the interviews, right?
Hmm.
And I somewhere had that feeling too because a year back also I wanted to get into Microsoft and went till the final round. So somewhere I felt that hey, the way these people think resonates with me, and what Shubham is saying it makes sense, right? And that's
Hmm.
where I had that smoother, that smoother mindset. Ki, hey, ho hi jana, it's just a day job. Enjoy the interview.
Yeah.
And it was actually fun, and it actually like I mean, generally people take 4 or 5 interviews. For me, it was just 3 interviews, and it somehow got converted. So
Hmm.
I realized that what the only thing that changed is that whole mindset, right, of
Hmm.
keeping things simpler or not worrying too much about failing and
Hmm.
toughness, right? When you say tough, right?
Hmm.
And the same also happened when I like if the target users are anyways like 18 to 22-year-old. What I would say is when I was appearing for JEE, I appeared for 6 exams.
Yeah.
Three exams where I wanted to go, and 3 exams which are like just backups or casuals.
Hmm.
I scored really well in the three which were casuals.
Hmm.
While the ones where I wanted to focus on,
Yeah.
I actually did not score a lot. Right? There was a clear correlation in terms of relative performance, like not
Hmm.
normalized with others who are doing equally, right? So that is where I realized that hey, when I don't take things, I won't say seriously, but in a
I
very
get it.
stressful way or toughness way, I think I perform better. So take it
I,
this way, ना मतलब try कर लो क्या ही जाता है.
Why? I think I totally resonate with that thing because it has happened to me in my placement season also. The way I got rejected and the company I got in, it was totally the difference of what mindset I was in during the interview. So, yeah, correct. So, I have prepared a rapid fire for you. So, it is
Okay,
a
ना.
quick way to actually end our conversation. in a like fun way. So let's start. Are you ready?
Mhm.
Ready?
Hello.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, the net issue.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah. Sure, ready. Yeah.
Ready? Okay. Chalo start. First,
Okay.
childhood home or city home?
Childhood home.
Startup or Microsoft?
Microsoft.
Gujarati food or lasagna?
Gujarati food.
What's the best food in Gujarati food? Because I know you're from Ahmedabad.
Khaman, Sev Kamni, Dokle. Everything. Yeah.
It's really tasty. People should try Gujarati food for sure. Okay.
True.
So, meeting the prime minister or meeting a person you genuinely look up to?
A person whom I genuinely look up to.
Name one.
Yeah, and it could be an animal as well if that's
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
3 ways you cope up with stress.
Three ways. Okay. Okay, any three, that's fine. Sometimes sleep.
Okay.
Uh, mindfulness. And sometimes just talking it out with someone.
So, explain mindfulness because a lot of people will get
Yeah,
confused.
correct. So mindfulness is staying in the present.
Hmm.
So some simple techniques. One thing I do, it's a very particular way, is if you are too stressed, just breathe slowly
Hmm.
and explicitly call out, say, 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can touch, 2 things you can smell, one
Hmm.
thing you can taste. Just focus on those things, and
Hmm.
immediately when you do so, suddenly your mind resets.
Hmm.
Mm.
That is nice. Okay. 3 books you totally recommend a 18-year-old or a 20-year-old should read.
I myself am not an avid reader.
Could
Right.
be like anything they should really read or look up to or listen to or
Mhm.
experience.
I get it, right? So there's a talk, Start With Why.
Hmm.
There's a book also. There's a small book and a talk by Simon Sinek on Start With Why. So I think that small talk definitely could be really great.
Hmm.
Uh, I I would strongly recommend reading the Bhagavad Gita.
Hmm.
A lot of mental health and management concepts, right?
Hmm.
Right. The way we had listening in Mood Cafe, right? Again, a derivative from Bhagavad Gita. So a
Yeah.
lot of better ways of leading life. And what else? I'm not even able to remember like 5 books I read, like apart from novels,
It's okay.
Right. There's a book I have been reading. It's called The Hook. It's called Hooked. Right. So
Hmm.
was recommended by Rahul, my co-founder at Meet Cafe. So that's a
Yeah.
really good book. I haven't completed yet,
Hmm.
but if you are interested in seeing how the social medias keep you addicted and how can you build the right products, at least
Hmm.
if you're interested in product management, I think it's a pretty good book.
Okay. Great. 3 favorite food when you break your healthy diet.
So when I bake my pasta, uh, sizzling brownie,
Okay.
the one with ice cream, and pizza,
No.
cheese burst or 4 cheese pizza. Yeah,
Nice. Nice. Okay. What would you tell your 20-year-old self today?
chill, just chill. Take it easy, yeah.
Nice. Okay. Your learnings from Gita. 5 learnings
Uh,
from Gita.
5 learning. So yeah, that should be easy. Like there are a lot of them, right?
Hmm.
One is listen. So right, the way if you see the first step, like initially Arjun keeps talking, and he vents out, and then Krishna starts, and that's where he becomes much more submissive, right? So while
Hmm.
conversing, if you want to convince someone, listen first,
Hmm.
right, and then maybe speak, right? Wake up early.
Hmm.
There's a lot of science to it, like, but aligning your body cycle with the sun's definitely helps, right?
Hmm.
So that is two. The third one people might debate, but I believe that's two, is the food you eat makes you the person whom you are,
Hmm.
right? So that helps. The fourth one could be like, so I mean, in this whole Gita, like, Krishna talks about a lot of fundas, and towards the end he says like, forget everything and just surrender unto me and I'll take care. Right?
Hmm.
That really helps. Right? Sometimes Bhagwan Bharose cheeze karna.
Huh.
It just helps, right?
Yeah.
How much? 4, right? 4
Yeah,
ki-
four way.
That's right.
Hmm.
One is there's this whole cycle, like once you become greedy, then you don't get fulfilled, your greed keeps on increasing, and then
Hmm.
you start becoming angry, and from there, and then eventually you speak something else, and like you get into that destruction cycle, right? So
Yeah.
right, have lesser greeds, have lesser, be simple, right? Don't get into a lot of material stuff, and eventually you enjoy every small moment.
Nice. Okay. 5 takeaways from your college life.
For my college life, if food is okay, this is like post college life. If you're getting cheaper food or haircut, just do it. That's something which I really miss. Friends, I guess, have good friends and choose the right friends. And if there are people who make you energized,
Hmm.
just spend good time with them, right? And that
Hmm.
helps you. Uh, the value of home and especially the food part of it. Right? So
Right.
that's just,
Hmm.
right. Take risks, become crazy, try things out, and things might be possible, right? And one is like maybe if you feel something you won't be able to do, no harm in trying out. I tried writing a paper, like doing a research in electronics where I was not at all interested, and somehow it
Hmm.
worked out really well. So I realized like sometimes we underestimate ourselves, but just try things out, and sometimes things will work out.
Nice. Okay. How do you define success?
Define success. Like, why do you want to define? But yeah, anyways, if I were to, I mean, as long as I feel I have achieved what I
Hmm.
wanted to, so that's
Satisfaction.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the last question. So advice to the juniors, the youngsters, or anybody out there watching you today in this video.
What else apart from what we talk, right? Uh, I would say, I mean, don't miss out, or I mean, just because you are going after one thing, like let's say placement, a good job, or maybe a good college or anything,
Hmm.
don't lose out on other aspects of life, right? It's like a chair where you have different legs, right? Don't
Hmm.
break every other leg just because you're focused on one,
Hmm.
right? Take everyone together, balance things out, right?
Hmm.
uh, Everything, nothing is going to be so permanent that it's worth losing out on your friends, family, health, and all. So take everything together.
Yeah. And also, one thing I genuinely forgot is that I understand how mental health is close to you and how seriously you take it. So, do you have something to say about it?
I mean, nothing is more important than your mental health, right? Yes, just do whatever it takes to keep it good. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, fine. And all you told us 5 ways to take care of stress. So, people will do that. Okay, so that's the end. And I hope you like you're the first person. So, I hope you liked talking to me because I really liked talking to you. And so this is the end of our conversation. Thank you so much again for coming in.
No, no, thank you so much. It was fun and great to connect after a long time. So,
Ha, I know.
okay.
Yeah. Thank
Cool.
you.
Great. Thank you. Bye bye.